Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to the fifth episode of the Sabeen Foundation podcast called Geek, Dhaba. Today, joining me is the host of the Life's a Bitch podcast and my cousin, Maaz and Ravi. Along with that, internationally recognized cosplayer, as well as my twin brother, Amar Khan, and card game enthusiast, and my cousin, Amsef. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for
Good.
asking.
How are
Good,
you?
good, good. Fun fact, they're my cousins too.
Very true.
I like how Omer had to actually go out of his way to say my twin brother.
Uh, hey, we might have some first time listeners. They have no idea.
I wonder
Alright.
how.
So, today we're going to be talking about some games that we grew up with. And I mean, we kind of like grew up together for the most part. And there are a lot of video games we all played together, especially. I'm gonna probably ask, hey Maz, why don't you take it away? Start us off with like a game from our childhood.
Oh man, there's so many. I think you know one of my favorites, at least in my opinion, is from Nintendo 64. Mario. That was a classic.
That,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
that was a really good game, Mario 64. I've been playing that recently on the Switch, and I kind of regret not playing it when it was on the N64, but it's so
Yeah.
much fun.
So the cool thing about growing up is that Omer, Amar, and I all had PS1s.
Yeah.
And if you ever made the visit to America where Maz was, he had an N64. So I actually, well, because I got to travel a lot between, so I was fortunate enough to play my PS1 a lot and play the N64 a fair
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I have those memories of playing Mario 64 with you practically all summer.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, it was a good time. It's just like my brother used to play it. My dad used to play it sometimes. Growing up. I remember this one time. Oh my god, we were like playing as a group. Like we would take turns and play individually, get as far as we could. And I remember that. Oh my god, stupid of me, but like. Wanted to play the game and on a save file, and
You deleted it?
I deleted it.
Yeah.
I was we were so far in, and I accidentally deleted it.
How
So
did it
bad.
feel when you heard that sound effect of Mario going?
I felt terrible. It was so
Yeah, I
bad.
can imagine. That was you.
Yeah. My dad yelled at me that day.
Oh darn.
So
Yeah,
just
I
jumping
mean-
off that for a second, Omer, what are your thoughts on the remake? Do you think it holds up?
Mm.
I mean, the issue mostly being I don't have the original to compare it to.
Mhm.
So it's mostly I've been enjoying it a lot. I mean, when I got the remake, that's all I played for like the longest time, and I didn't
Mhm.
even play like the other two games. I mostly played Mario 64, and not gonna lie, I don't know how 10-year-old Omer would have ever played that game because I'm having troubles now.
Yeah.
So it's like
I
I
mean,
think it's
yeah,
good.
it is a bit janky. I will agree, especially when you made the transition from the 64 to the Switch. Because they didn't really remake it; they just took a ROM and then sort of just cleaned it up
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
So it still has the physics of the N64, but with the modern sort of sensitivity of the Switch.
Mhm.
So even I experienced the same thing because I'm a veteran of that game and I had difficulty sort of getting my bearings on it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because I mean, like I said, didn't have the original to compare it to, although I did play like a little bit of it when I visited Mars or like another friend who had an N64 who still has an N64.
I still have mine.
But I definitely noticed some the controls were a bit I wouldn't say cleaned up, but like they were different.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Oh no,
So,
yeah, because I think the second they announced it, I think they announced it. I think late last year, right, for the 20th anniversary or so the 30th anniversary of Mario. So The first thing I went to Mars and I said, how are they going to do the camera? Because the camera used to be on the directional pads, the C sticks for the N64. So I sort of asked him, I now have 2 analog sticks and the N64 only had 1. So how do you think that's going to work? It was a bit confusing, but and Amar, do you have any thoughts on Mario 64?
Full disclosure, I did not play Mario 64 that much, although I did try to play it in the beginning. I loved the way the game plays, but I got lost like literally in the beginning because I had no idea what to do, and that was my main thing. Like I remember going into this castle and I'm like, okay, you see these like flowers or stars or whatever, like you need these many to go through, and I'm like, where do I get them? Like so I'm like just going around. I'm going around doing things, and I just get confused, and that's like the only 20 minutes of the game I played.
It's funny you say that. It's because like when I played it on the Nintendo 64, I haven't played the new version yet, but like I want to. Hopefully, Shaq can play on yours.
Oh no, sure. You're welcome.
But like, it just amazes me how the gaming system has changed over the years. Like, there's so many different varieties and all these other things, and you clean it up a little bit and now you have 2 joysticks versus 1 on the Nintendo 64. It's just like, it's so crazy to think about.
What's most crazy for me, just in terms of Mario 64, off the top of your head, Maz, when did that game come out?
No,
what year?
I don't remember.
Just take a stab. Someone take a stab.
95.
1998.
97.
So it was, Omer was, no, I think Maz was close. It was 96. But like, just think about it. Like, think about where gaming was in 1996, and suddenly this just falls out of Nintendo's pocket.
Right. It's amazing.
Like, it was revolutionary when it came. It was like it would like sort of set the standard for all 3D platformers.
Yep.
Like going forward.
Yeah. Not to keep talking about Nintendo, but another favorite game of mine was the Pokemon Stadium.
Oh,
yes.
I was gonna bring that up. Oh god, Pokemon Stadium, man. We like Maz, when we came in 2002 to America. I think that's like that and Hey You Pikachu were always
God, Hey You Pikachu is terrible.
It is a terrible game. I was going to bring up Hey You Pikachu because I remember when I was that's the one game I wanted to play because it had Pikachu interacting and had a microphone. I was like intrigued. Then I realized how pathetic the game is.
Yeah.
Like the thing with Hey You Pikachu is like, even if you get it to work, right, which is an ungodly amount of dedication to getting that microphone just right. Even if it works, the game has nothing. There's nothing to do.
Exactly. I just remember us just kind of, saying random stuff and seeing what happens. And then we would like, hey, Pikachu, get the apple. And then Pikachu wouldn't get the apple. He'd just be looking at it like a dumbass.
Like, it's also very similar to like a game in the Sega Saturn called Seaman. It does like somewhat similar.
That was it was the Dreamcast.
Yeah, Dreamcast. Sorry, I said Saturn, right? My apologies. I meant to say Dreamcast.
Yeah.
It's similar to that, but at least when Seaman did it, you actually would get responses.
Oh yeah, no, that was a surprisingly very polished game.
Yeah, it was.
Like Seaman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not graphically.
Oh, I mean, it's a horrifying nightmare if you look at graphics, but I mean, solid programming,
solid game design, solid everything. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Just to jump back to Pokemon Stadium, I was sorry, man. I was just gonna say, what makes that game amazing? It's one thing. It's the announcer.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. 100% agree. Loved. Just like I have so many memories of playing Pokemon Stadium, even as recently as like 3 months ago.
Oh, yeah. I literally played it like a couple of months ago myself.
right? It's just such a fun game. Okay, so here's a fun story. Well, we used to play this game back at Maz and Meet's house. Like that's when I like played Pokemon Stadium for the first time. And Murid would always be like, hey Omer, you can play Pokemon Blue on the N64 as well. Whatever you do not transfer any Pokemon to Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
And my 8-year-old self didn't listen. And then I'm like, here, oh look a Charizard. I want to use this in Pokemon Stadium. It was mad.
The thing I remember most fondly, like us doing, first of all, the mini games are incredible in both versions, in Stadium 1 and Stadium 2.
Of course.
Like I can just sit and play those. Like those are great. But I remember this used to get such a giggle out of us. We would literally just pick 2 Pokemon or a Pokemon that knows self-destruct. Because we just liked the announcer's call when it was a double knockout.
Yeah.
And we just keep spamming self-destruct and watching each other blow up and hearing the announcer announce it.
Yeah. That was a great time, man.
I'm pretty sure on some occasions we've gotten like a tie game because of it. Like because of like constantly.
Oh, that's really funny. If you win on a tie game, there's nothing on the screen. It just says battle end, and it's just like the empty field.
Yeah.
I mean, Stadium 1 was like such a good game, and I didn't even know it had a part 2. Like for the longest time until I went to Amsh's house like 10 years ago, and he was trying to.
So here's the other surprising fact. Pokemon Stadium 1 is actually Pokemon Stadium 2.
Yes, it is.
Because there was
like Pokemon.
There was a
Pokemon
SNES
Stadium
game
2 that was released in Japan.
No, there was a SNES game which was Pokemon Stadium for the Japan only.
Oh, really?
So there was
Right.
So there was a SNES game first. That was a Pokemon Stadium, and then the Pokemon Stadium we know as Pokemon Stadium 1 was actually Pokemon Stadium 2 in Japan.
Oh wow, I didn't know that actually.
There's actually a third game we've never played.
There's also another one, right? So like a Pokemon Stadium 1 that we got at Westward was actually 2 Pokemon Stadium games mushed together.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
We had the original Pokemon Stadium, which was just the first few gyms, and then the Mewtwo one that was 2, and then they didn't want to release 2 games. They just put them together in 1 cartridge.
Good call.
Smart.
Yeah, that was smart. That was a good call. That game would have been short. That game.
I would have been pissed off.
There used to be a thing back in the day where you just mush a bunch of games and other things like that. Just I felt like, well, at least I could be wrong, but I felt like that was a big thing.
I mean, yeah, it was a big thing, and as you can see, like they're doing it today as well. Like like Borderlands re-release, the BioShock collection re-release,
Super Mario All Stars. We just got 3 games on that.
Super Mario All Star. It's like nowadays it's just like, oh, like these games are a bit old, mush them together. There you go, $60, buy it.
Speaking of which, that was actually going to be my game pick, which actually was released a couple of years ago as a multi-pack card. My pick for my childhood game is the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy.
Yeah, that's a great game. Yes.
So, so background on that. My first ever console that was just mine was my PS1, and that was the old blocky one, like the Model 1.
Yes.
With no dual shocks, with just the original controller.
Yeah.
And what I got with it, I didn't get any games. When I bought it in America, I didn't get any games. All I got was a demo disc. And I still own that demo disc to this day. And in that demo disc, the second game was Crash Bandicoot 2. And I remember loving it so much that we actually begged my dad and my mom to go find it, and then we found it. And that was something the 3 of us played together as a family. And we didn't have a memory card, so we would restart it every single night and finish it in one go.
That's awesome.
Crash 2 and then Crash 3, and I played Crash 1 much later, like after I played 3.
Yeah.
But that entire trilogy I have is that's sort of like they sort of went hand in hand. So it was Mario 64 and then Crash Bandicoot for PS1 sort of defined what platformers would become in the modern day. And I thought of that because the Insane trilogy came out a couple of years ago when they remastered everything, and that was really good.
Gotta play it.
Yeah, like the Insane trilogy. I keep seeing it on like the eShop on the Switch, and I always think like I'm gonna buy this, and then Pokemon Snap, the new Pokemon Snap comes out, or like something else comes out, and
Yeah. Now, speaking
And
of Pokemon
speaking of-
Snap, yeah, we should probably talk about the N64 version first. Because we remember we used to play that a lot more as well in our childhoods.
I'm sure you have completed the whole thing, right?
Then Saint Trilogy or Pokemon Snap?
Snap.
I've done both.
Yep. Yeah. Pokemon Snap, yeah, I played that a lot as well. Growing up, I think I don't remember where I played it first. I think I played it in Mars. I think I played it at your place, like in 2002, 2003
Probably.
at first.
That's where I played it first.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Then, like shortly afterwards, all I remember is that the game was technically finished, and the ending with the Mew, that was a lot of fun. It was annoying.
Mhm.
It was very annoying, but it was a lot of fun. One thing I loved about the game, I'm sure I think Shmaz, Omer, you guys would all agree with me. Throwing the Charmeleon into the lava and it coming out as a Charizard.
Yeah.
I had a different pick.
Which one?
Flinging the Magikarp out of the river onto a Mankey, which punches it
Ma-
across the map to a waterfall, which then turns into a Gyarados.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh,
oh yeah,
okay. To be fair, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a good
okay.
one.
like that was a lot of setup. Like you have to set this up, and then the only way you can do it, that's the only way you can get a Gyarados picture as well in the
That's
game.
the only Gyarados in the game. Yep, you have to get that Magikarp into that waterfall.
It's annoying.
I'm so looking forward to that new one. I'm so looking forward.
I didn't know
that.
they were making another one.
Yeah, they are.
I think it's
Coming
coming
out
out.
in April.
April 30th, I believe.
Like the thing is, I'm sure it'll be fun, but like the sort of the charm of the original was that you had such a limited number of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I kind of like that, and now it's gotten to a point where there's so many, you'd be sad that this guy got left out or that guy left out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, how many Pokemon are now there? I don't even.
Omer would know more than I.
The last time I stopped was the original 150. I think that's where.
Oh no, you had 250. You saw 252. Don't be stupid, Maz. You saw.
Okay, 252. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, there are well over 850 plus now.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah. Well over that. And I think in Pokemon Home, I have a living dex, which means I have one of every single Pokemon ever released in my Pokemon Home
Oh my
app.
God.
So,
Yeah, well,
Like,
Maz has been out for 6 generations. That's kind of what happens.
Yeah, that's
yeah, so... No, like Maz doesn't know this because like we haven't talked a lot in the last few years. But like Maz, they call me Professor Roke over here in Pakistan in the Pokemon.
No, they did
community.
not.
Yes, they do.
You know why, right? Though, you know the really funny thing about it.
Yeah.
His initials are Oak,
Oh, okay.
so it's amazing. It worked out perfectly.
Yeah,
That's
so-
awesome.
Yeah, so like the Pokemon community here calls me Professor Oak because I'm a big fan of Pokemon even to this day.
Yeah.
And like I talked to them, we like discussed battle strategies, I give them trivia, and they're like, hey, it's Professor Oak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
he's even cosplayed Professor Oak on more than one occasion.
Oh yeah. Everyone's seen that. Everyone's seen that
Yeah.
cosplay.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah, it's
I got 0 credit for providing the Pokedex for that cosplay.
really sorry about that, by the way.
I'll tell you what. We're definitely gonna have to make a post about Pokemon and the Pokemon Day, which is like in 2 weeks or so. Well, next time we make a post about Professor Oak, I'll definitely credit you in the post.
Thank you.
Can I get some recognition too?
I know this isn't video game related, but man, like if you just go back to like the late 90s, early 2000s, we all had some really insanely nice Pokemon merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody did.
I think Maz, your crowning achievement was owning the 2 PM Master CD.
The which one?
It was the soundtrack for the first anime, which had all the songs on it.
Yes.
Which we played to death.
Oh,
Which like, me and Mark
oh,
played
yes.
to death.
God.
I still know every song to this day.
So do I. By heart.
Lord. If you were to play it right now, I will remember, but I don't remember right now.
Oh no, you'll remember once you
yeah.
hear it or see it.
It's like this audio memory. Like once the music starts playing, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. I love those.
the one song I have yet to fully master is the Poke Rap.
Oh no, I know that by heart. I got that down by heart.
I think that was my favorite one by far.
Oof, I like if you like I remember every day they used to do like five days, five parts of the rap, and like I can only remember two and a half. I only remember like 2.5 of those days.
In my experience, what happens is people usually remember the first one, the last one, and one of the middles.
Yeah, I remember I remember the first two, the last one, and some other one in the middle, like 3.5.
Well, the thing is, like in between, there's kind of this. Even for me, even though I know it by heart, in the middle there's this mush which I hate. Like in between the third and the fourth, I hate that one part because I can't remember them all the time.
You know, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was checking. I was thinking of this one other game that I played at Maz and Wayne's house, and I mean a lot of these games I learned at Maz and Wayne's house, but there was one game that scared me at night because we used to play it so late. It was Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden
Hold that
Memories.
thought.
That was a good game.
I literally just picked it up. I went to my local video game store, and they had a really clean copy, like manual and everything. It's in insanely good condition.
Wow!
So I just had to pick it up.
No way.
That's perfect.
I am looking for a copy here. Like I'm still looking for a copy of the original Pokemon games, and I can actually show you my repo collection at some point after the episode. But Forbidden Memories was a game that I was 8 years old. I had no idea what I was doing, but that game over screen always scared me. And every time I would lose a duel, I would always be like, oh no, hide under the blanket. It's just gonna play the scary music.
I know the game did have some oddly eerie music because I remember the game literally opened with Haishin, the main antagonist, walking with his lamp. And then it'd be like, oh, I found it, right? And then it'd go to the main screen, it was like this weird, terrifying music. Da, 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 and you're like, oh, what's happening?
I mean,
exactly.
Also, Yu-Gi-Oh! I loved the series, the original Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
We can have a whole separate episode about
that.
Yes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Day is just around the corner. We'll wait for that. So, what other games have we played? Okay, let's move on.
I actually want to bring another offering into the thing.
Oh,
I want to bring one more offering into our episode today. This is a really obscure game, but it has a lot of significance to at least Maz and I.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, I know I would get in trouble for it now, but back in the day, we used to get our PS2s modded. Everyone did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone used to play pirated games because you could. So what I would do is I would actually end up getting pirated games for Maz. I'd pick up whatever I could find and just bring him and he'd just play them on Maz. One summer, I don't know where this came from. I don't know how I found it. I found a Samurai Jack game. And then I took that to him and it became one of our most favorite games of all time. It was Samurai Jack Shadow of Aku, a lesser known PS2 title / GameCube title. And it was so good.
Was really good. It was funny too.
I remember that game, interestingly, because we played it when we were all together in 2006 in America.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I remember getting pissed off at you guys at that game because we had this, I slept early and you guys continued playing and you were like, oh, we'll wake you up when we have to get the next sword. Right.
And then we finished the game.
And you guys have all the swords.
Oh, I'm so... that sounds like us.
And then I'm like, okay, great. Now what do I do? What's the point of me playing it? But we had a lot of fun playing it, though. You guys let me do the final battle.
Like a Saku?
Let me do the final.
Yeah. It was a cel-shaded game, so the graphics always still look really nice. Fully voice acted. It had the Scotsman, and every time there's a Scotsman on screen, Maz and I would just lose our crap because we fucking love the Scotsman. He's so funny.
Yeah, especially there was also that whole thing where he just like constantly is talking to Jack, and he's like getting ready to take his sword out. And all I know is that that last dialogue ends with haggis.
Probably.
Haggis.
And then there's the fight scene.
We've talked about a lot of games already, and there's still so much more to talk about. If I'm being honest, like, oh god, there's so many games. I don't know where to start. Okay, so let me talk about like one game that I played. Yeah, sure, Mark, you can go.
Yeah, I'm gonna get two
Present
games.
your offering.
I'm gonna get two games out of the way right away because they are sequels to each other. And we are already.
Amar, I'm gonna make a guess.
Go for it.
You had better say this, okay? If you don't say this game, I'm gonna be very cross with you.
Okay. You want me to say it?
Okay. Now I realize which games you've picked, but go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I realize which games you picked.
Okay. The two games that they were like sequels to one another. We've all played them one way or another. We've all played them a lot. Digimon Rumble Arenas 1 and 2.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's actually
Digimon.
I wasn't thinking that at all.
What were you?
I thought you were gonna say this. I thought you were gonna say the Sly games.
Oh no!
I played only a little bit.
I was gonna say those for last. I was gonna like for the grand finale kind of thing.
Before we go into how much we love Digimon Rumble Arena 1 and Rumble Arena 2, can I just call out Amar for not saying Virtual on Mars?
Oh my god!
What's up with that, Amar?
I am such a fool for not doing that. Honestly, I wanted to talk about Digimon before I talk about Virtual. But also at the same time, I totally forgot about Virtual on Mars.
So, just a quick thing about Virtual on Mars. It was an oddly obscure title that's actually very expensive now for the PS2 in English, if you want an actual English version.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Amar just had this strange fascination with this game. And watching Amar play it just made me happy because he loved it so much.
We played it so much at your place as well.
Oh.
It was like, look,
and remember how much time we spent on that stupid riddle from the roses?
Exactly. I was about to say, this game has no plot, and then there's the three of us trying to figure out a plot about it.
Like literally no plot. The entire game was okay. Here's a bit of dialogue. Now here's another random level that has nothing to do with the level you just.
Oh, exactly.
Played.
Yeah.
And now to play that.
Yeah.
Actually,
and then we're here thinking, what does this mean?
look, I have played Virtual on Mars so much. I mean, like, if you put it equivalent to any game I've recently played, I put the same number of hours in it as I have with Breath of the Wild. Or Skyrim, for that matter. But the thing about this game is that I actually played it enough to realize what actually goes on. The game has somewhat of a plot. The problem is the missions are random. They're not like they're meant to be played in a certain order, but the game randomizes the missions. It's meant to have a plot, but it just doesn't set up the missions to be set up like a plot.
Interesting.
And we thought the Zelda timeline was confusing.
Yeah.
The only continue.
No, go ahead.
Like the only thing about Virtual on Mars that actually had a linear plot line was when you had to rescue Sergeant Hatter.
In the very beginning of that game.
Yeah.
And the crippling depression that followed when you let him die.
Yes. Oh my god, Amar got nightmares about that.
I still get nightmares. Because like
Jesus Christ.
Look, two things about Virtual on Mars will give you nightmares no matter what. One is when Sergeant Hatter dies. Like if you fail to save him, his death gives you nightmares. Second, the out of nowhere warning. Ew, warning. With the red lights and everything.
Right, the warning, right. How can I forget that?
That was a good game though. That was the first game, one of the first games me and Amar bought on the PS2.
Yeah, I remember. Mazbai, didn't you also had a PS2? Present another offering to us.
Oh my god, PS2. Uh oh, James Bond.
Nightfire.
Nightfire.
Yeah.
Yes.
My God.
Yes.
That by far my favorite game ever. Like it's like so good.
Dude.
Seriously,
Okay, full
in my mind,
disclosure, I didn't play that game until you guys came to Islamabad in
Yeah.
2011. And then we went out to buy PS2 games, and then you were like, Nightfire. Omer, you have to play this. And then we went back, and that's all
Yeah.
we did. We played like Nightfire. Like Nightfire and Def Jam. Those were the two games that I had never played before, and you guys introduced them to
Perfect
me.
games.
And that's all we played.
Def Jam is spicy, man. You gotta love Def Jam.
Jeez.
Omer, you're also forgetting Destroy All Humans.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
the
a
stuff.
that was a
good
messed
games.
up fun game. That was a messed up fun game.
On the PS4, you can get those.
There's a
games.
remastered, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
remastered. Yeah, they have them remastered. I think my favorite thing to do with Nightfire is, first of all, there is definitely our connection to it, but I also have like friends who we, to this day, when we meet up, have a multi-tap and play
Oh my
four-player
God.
Nightfire.
That's awesome.
We love it so much.
Multi-
But my favorite thing about Nightfire is that it has this game-only sort of James Bond cutscene. You know how the James Bond, every James Bond has a theme. And I remember I recently picked up a PS2 last year for my birthday, and Maz and I went to a game store and we found Nightfire. So we brought it home, we popped it in, and the second the game store, Maz started singing the song, and it made me so happy.
it was like it just clicked right there and then. I was like, yeah, this is the. I'm started singing the song, and I was like, it was like nostalgia,
Maz, what is
man.
the lyrics again?
Perfect.
Just that first opening lyric?
Oh no, you're putting me on pressure. Okay. Don't love me quietly. Do with it intensity.
Yeah! There you go.
Oh, wow.
God. Oh
Nightfire
shoot.
was good game. Often overlooked because of GoldenEye, but if anyone ever wants a good solid PS2 game with a good multiplayer and a solid campaign, just pick up Nightfire.
Yeah,
Yeah, honestly,
I agree with that.
honestly, for this entire time, the title Nightfire was in my head. James Bond was in my head, but I thought it was GoldenEye this entire time.
And that's the thing. People actually don't know a lot about Nightfire because of GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye was a fantastic game. So
Right.
good. But like because Nightfire was on the PS2 and just like I was just it's just like when you're you plug in the multi-tab and you know you're having with your groups of friends about up to 4 or whatever, and then you just sit there trying to like my favorite thing was like getting the helicopter, the toy helicopter, the tank, and just fly around or whatever and just start shooting missiles at people. This is so random, man. Who does that in like a game? I haven't seen that type of like thing until like Halo came in, or you know, with the grenade launchers and stuff like that. And it just blows my mind what they were thinking when they made this game.
Dude, that game was something. And the next time you guys are ever in Pakistan together, we have a multi-tap now and have like 6 controllers for the PS4. So on PS2, I mean. So like we're totally playing that game together.
Oh, yeah.
Ready.
Okay, so a game that I want to bring up, and Maz, I'm sorry if you feel a little left out. I don't know if you've played this game.
Okay.
Right? But me, Amar, and Amsh played this an ungodly amount of times. And it is the Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue game.
No, I don't think I ever played that game.
Full disclosure,
Yeah.
I don't think I ever actually played the game that much. What I did do was put the game in, listen to the theme song, let the theme song run its course, hit reset, listen to the theme song again until my brain stopped working, and then I put the game away.
I have memories of us doing that a lot. Like even like the little punching robot thing
Oh,
to
do that.
like imitate.
Oh, yeah. That's the good stuff. I think it was only a couple of years ago, actually. It was actually difficult for me to find that exact intro clip on YouTube because apparently the version we had, because most games we used to get were the PAL version, so like the European version.
Yeah.
So that intro was actually from the PAL version. So, and most of the ones you'd find on YouTube were the US version. But when I did find that clip, I remember the second I found it, I went on Facebook and I linked it to you guys and we watched it together.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was like I think that was like 2 or 3 years ago, right? That game was just so fun. I remember we found out like the cheat codes for that game, like the Titanium Ranger and all that, and we were just like, yes, let's just do this. And we played with the Titanium Ranger the entire game. That was fun.
Speaking of cheat codes.
Yep.
I was just gonna say, speaking of cheat codes, my favorite game to have cheat codes was GTA.
San Andreas. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
San Andreas and cheat codes, man. I still have. I bought San Andreas on Steam just so that once in a while I play it, just put on cheat codes and go wild.
Heck yeah! Since I had the PS4, right? I just recently I bought San Andreas again. And oh my god, I was having a blast. I was just like, racking up so much cash. I was getting into the jets and flying away and just shooting people. And then every time the cops get me up to 5 or whatever, how many stars it is, reduce it because I was not trying to get caught and stuff like that. It was great.
Like one of my favorite things to do in San Andreas, and it was just put in the code for every weapon.
Yeah.
Right. Get on like some high rooftop and just with the rocket launcher, just keep going. Police show up, keep going.
My favorite stupid thing about San Andreas is every time you get into a Harrier, which is the jet.
Yeah.
It always has Freebird playing, which always makes me really happy.
I love that because as soon as you start taking off, you're just like the song starts playing.
It makes me so happy.
Perfect.
One of the things about San Andreas that I loved doing was that I always loved taking the motorcycle. Always. I prefer the motorcycle over the car. I don't know why, especially stealing the police guy's motorcycle just cause.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I found using the bicycle really funny.
Yeah, it's so
stupid.
Yeah. You look like such an idiot.
100%.
That was a good game, man. That was like a lot of fun.
I think about how that game even got to teenager hands, man. That game
it wasn't supposed to.
It's not supposed to at all. This game wasn't so bad. Oh my god.
I don't know if we should be admitting this on podcast, but there's one game we played a lot, and that was SmackDown versus Raw.
I was just about to bring it up. It was in the back of my mind. At different points, we've all played different wrestling video games. Yeah. I can say I've played the most because I was the biggest wrestling fan of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But for me, I think Amaro Mayor at least was SmackDown 5, Here Comes the Pain. That was the big thing. Mm-hmm. And then when we went to America, all of us, and we were all into wrestling at the same time, we used to play SmackDown versus Raw 07 and 08.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we would just do a Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber.
Oh,
yeah, Maz would be John Cena every time. I can tell you who everyone was too. Maz was always John Cena. His brother was always the Boogeyman. and I was the Undertaker.
I remember playing. For the most part in those games, I was always Rey Mysterio.
Dude, I love Rey Mysterio, except he can't lift everyone up, so he's garbage to play with.
Yeah, he is garbage to play with. But the 619, the 619 was the thing for me.
Yeah, the 619.
Oh my god!
I remember who I used to play with.
I did like a 619.
Yeah.
Who were you?
I remember it was two people. One because it was funny, and one because I liked the name. So one guy was Rishiki just because of the stink face. Like, it just go around, just do the stink face.
Oh, right. You used to play Rikishi
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
I just remembered.
Right? And when I wasn't playing Rikishi, I used to play Ultima Dragon.
Dude, he was legit cool. I loved Ultima Dragon.
Yeah. So like that was it. Like when I wanted to play like a little bit more of serious or fun game, it was Ultima Dragon. But just for the sake of it, Royal Rumble, Rikishi, stink face for days.
Rikishi, I think, also had the gorilla press, which means you could just lift people up and throw them out, which was really useful.
Hold on.
Not the controls I knew.
Is Ultima Dragon the one who used to do the monologue before going into the ring?
No. The Ultima Dragon was the luchador who had like all the like an entire dragon getup. He'd have the entire map.
Yeah. He would also like be in the corner, like do a monologue before he comes into the ring.
I don't remember his entrance. I just remember his moveset.
Yeah.
I remember the entrance only because one time while we were playing Royal Rumble, he was one of the lineups in the Royal Rumble and SmackDown vs. Raw or Here Comes the Pain, one of the two.
It was Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah. He would come in and do the monologue before coming into the ring in Royal Rumble. And you could throw someone to his corner, he would fall immediately. He's immediately out.
I don't recall that. I don't recall that.
That's so funny.
I don't know if it was in the game, but for some reason I remember that at one point. I don't know if it was in the Here Comes the Pain. It might have been in the game. Most definitely it'd be in the game, or it'd be in the 2004 Royal Rumble. But all I know is
it might be actually it might actually be an actual Royal Rumble. I think.
Yeah, all I know is that one of them is that he fell down while doing his monologue, and I think it was the one Christian won because he did that little turnover, like he was like pinned against the rope and he tried to just go full circle, like do a somersault in the rope to win.
Well, Christian has never won a Royal Rumble, but
then I don't know who would.
I do love Christian.
Yeah,
I did love Christian a lot.
So,
but although I do love how we just grazed over. I love how we. I actually kind of love how we all just grazed over Rumble Arena. We didn't even bother talking about it.
I'm sorry, we sort of jumped into virtual unverse.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, the game really speaks for itself. If you like a fighting game with Digimon, it is a very, very competent and very, very fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I think
I've kept something in my back pocket that I don't want to take out because I have this fear, because we've all spent lots of time playing this game. I think it's just because I've been shoving it down your throats all these years, and that's why we play it. So I'm scared of mentioning it, so I'll wait to see if someone mentions it. So I'll keep that in my back pocket.
I have an idea what it could be.
Maz, if you got the idea, you go for it, buddy.
Is it Sonic Heroes?
Yes, Maz.
That game.
Dude,
No, okay. That game was amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Good. You guys might like it, but I have a feeling that I loved it so much that I was forcing you guys to play it with me.
No, dude.
Full disclosure, you and I both know that you and I are both huge Sonic fans.
Oh, we
right?
are.
Yeah. And even though the game, in terms of gameplay, was not that great, if you look at it, it's still one of my favorite Sonic games to play.
Oh, dude, yeah. It's just mostly because of the memories. I played it with you. I played it with Maz. It became a ritual because I didn't have a PS2 anymore.
Yeah.
And the only working PS2 we had was at Maz's house. So every year when I would go, it was a ritual that I would have to beat Sonic Heroes over the summer.
Yeah. You would do it like in one night. Whatever.
Yeah, I would. I think I could beat and Maz would just sit and watch me.
No, because it was great. Watching the game and even playing it, it was just like, it's just a fun, it's just like, it's not, you don't have to think a lot about the game. You just do it, it's just, you're just doing it and it's just a fun time. My favorite line though, I think Ocean knows this. Chaos Control.
Maz loves when Shadow does Chaos Control.
I don't know
the
why.
other thing Maz loves, when Shadow would go off the tornado.
Yeah.
and he just sort of jump off the pole, he just go,
Yeah.
and Ma just loved the way he did that.
That was great.
वैसे हम शिव ने a while ago did a long discussion about the theme song for Team Dark.
I think the theme songs for all. We discussed every single theme song for quite a bit.
We did.
And I kid you not, I literally just beat Sonic Heroes 3 days ago.
Nice.
Full disclosure, I literally just beat it 3 days ago.
That's it. Yeah. The more I think about it, the final boss for Sonic Heroes was so much fun. Was it
Metal Madness or Egg Emperor?
Metal Madness.
That was crazy.
Metal Madness is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Of course, now over the years of playing it, I've ruined it for myself because I've learned how to do it as fast as possible. So I can't enjoy it as much anymore. Like I finished Metal Madness in like 4.5 minutes, which is like nothing.
Wow.
And then Egg Emperor, right? This is insane. This is the final boss before Metal Madness. My time with Team Dark is 56 seconds.
What? Wow.
It's ridiculously easy. I just learned how to do it.
That's amazing.
You should check into that speed run thing.
Yeah.
The only thing I think I can get on a speed run is maybe it's really niche. My Team Rose time against Team Sonic is 9 seconds.
9 seconds?
It's not the early fights in all the fight that are you just spam a three combo.
You don't even spam. This is what happened to me. I've done this multiple times. I think so. If you start off as Amy Rose, Team Sonic will start as Sonic. Sometimes the game Sonic will just accelerate towards you, and if you jump at just the right time, he'll fall off the edge with everyone alongside him. You don't do anything. He just walks off himself.
What a hack.
And that's how I have my 9 second time, because I was just playing one day and he charged me and I just pressed X at the right time and all 3 of them went flying off and I got 9 seconds. And I'm like, okay.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Well, if it works,
but yeah, I didn't want to mention Sonic Heroes because I feel like, I have an irrational love for that game and I thought maybe people don't like it. But I'm glad to know everyone agrees that they love it.
No, it's a great game, man.
But I suddenly remembered another game because of Sonic Heroes, because there were like 2 games we played at Amsh's house. We used to, like, when we were in school in Karachi, we used to visit Amsh after school sometimes because his house was closer to our house.
Yeah.
Our school, right? So there were lots of times, like one time we were supposed to go on a field trip and I had a camera and like we played this game so much that we took pictures of the screen while we were doing some of the stuff. I think I've figured out what game it is.
You go for it, Amer.
It's Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2.
Oh.
Yes.
Man, it's the amount of time we spent.
Man, the thing is, like, Budokai 2 is the worst of the 3. Like,
but it's also the most fun.
I adore Budokai 2.
Yeah.
A question. Is this game where you what's it called? It's like a Mortal Kombat style, or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Dragon Ball Z fighting. Yeah, it was a fighting game for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. I played it at your place, right?
You played Budokai 3 with me for sure. I know
3,
you did.
Yeah. Because I remember one of the there was it Gohan? And he did like his Super Saiyan thing. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's probably Gohan or Goku. I remember.
Was it Fusion Han? That's what it was, right?
Oh, right. He loved the fusion dance, right?
That I remember.
Was either Goten or Goku.
Yeah.
And the thing we loved is messing up the fusions on purpose so they'd get fat or skinny.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was good. And don't forget the random weird fusions that there exist, like Taiyancha, Goku.
Yeah.
Technically, Goku did kind of exist because in the manga, Goku has a thought for a second about Pataraing with Hercule, and there's actually a drawing of Goku. So they just took that picture from the manga and just made it a real person.
Then that's the same thing with Taiyancha.
Really?
They had a thought because they for a second thought that Yamcha and Tien, which is an insult to Tien, by the way, have the same power level and the same height, so they could technically fuse together.
Oh no,
I'll give Tien that he's as tall as Yamcha, but Tien is super strong. Yeah, Yamcha's a loser.
Tien's insanely
That's what I'm
strong. With it, it's called, saying that he's as strong as Yamcha is insult.
Like
But
that was just the thought process, no? Like, and then they arrived at the thought that Goten and Trunks could be the ones to do the fusion technique.
yeah, man, Budokai 2 was good.
Oh, what
Budokai
about
2 had of the three, the one thing Budokai 2 did have a lot of over the other two, like the original and the sequel, was it had the best what ifs in it. It like had so many like what if scenarios.
Mhm.
Yes, and I remember the absorption for Cell and the absorption
That
for
was
Frieza.
amazing.
Yeah,
And
The absorption for
and-
Majin Buu when he would take Cell or take Frieza or take Piccolo.
Yeah, and no. The best part that he would absorb Tien and Yamcha and then get weaker.
Oh yeah, when he'd absorb, I think he absorbed either Yamcha or Tien, and he would always get weaker if he absorbed them.
exactly.
Both of them. Like
We
they'd both be standing there.
Yeah, we would also make this theory that we could manipulate the absorption as to decide who we would be able to absorb. Like we used to think that.
I still haven't looked into it. I'm pretty sure it's pretty random number generator. I'm pretty sure
And
it's
one,
RNG.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's RNG as well. But there's one thing that the game did that was absolutely funny, and like when you do absorption, like Super Boo is just looking around for a person to absorb. There's this thing in the game that if you take out the disc at that exact moment, he'll continuously looking. He will keep on looking. He will never stop looking.
I get it. I get it.
That's an awesome glitch.
Yes, he won't load the. It won't load the next animation, so he'll just keep going. Yeah.
Yep.
So he'll just keep on going like this.
So, hey Maz, do you have any other games you want to mention? Like another game from the channel?
I've been thinking this whole time. There's so many games there are so many games out there that that I've played through my childhood that I can't remember all of it. I mean, like Super Smash Bros. That was a good one. I love playing that game. More recently, or I mean, I guess more personally for me, it was Call of Duty. More than anything, we used to play it a lot, and I think he still kind of does. We get the new version every year, whatever type of stuff. Yeah, to be honest, I can't really think of I mean, there's Halo, but not everybody plays Halo.
Specifically Halo 3.
I love Halo.
Specifically Halo 3.
Love Halo.
I have one, gents. I have come to our rescue.
Yes.
I have thought of a game.
Mhm.
Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can.
Okie dokie.
While
Okay, I found two.
Amsh's getting
He's back.
I found two games. I found two games. Okay. In my opinion, a super underrated licensed game. Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, the movie.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
It's such a
That's
good
a
game.
really good one.
It's
Yeah.
such a good game.
it's a fun game, yeah.
Well, so wait. Since you brought up Star Wars, Lego Star Wars,
loves Lego Star Wars.
I mean, who doesn't love Lego Star Wars? Lego Star Wars is the bomb.
Oh
Maz
my god!
loves Lego Star Wars. And
It's-
then this game, this is actually, people know about this game. People love this game. I've heard whispers there might be an HD remaster in the future. The Simpsons Hitman.
No way.
Yes.
That is a game.
This
I
is a
love-
game.
I remember playing that game with you introduced me to the game. I was like, okay. I was like, what is this game? What are we doing? I was like, oh, okay, now I get it.
I'm like, Maz, it's GTA with Simpsons. Enjoy it.
Exactly.
That's the best way to describe
It cannot get any better than that.
Good graphics, solid gameplay, really, really funny script, all
Yeah.
written by the actual writers. It was a good game.
Yeah, for sure.
They've been talking about an HD remaster for ages, and like I think that I'm gonna like if they ever announce it, and it's on the Switch, like even if it's on the PS4, or I'll definitely pre-order it
I'm gonna pre-order
for
it.
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And then
I don't even care.
if you want to stick to Star Wars, Maz and I growing up used to play Rogue Squadron quite a bit.
That's a good game.
Like
The original Rogue Squadron for
Mhm.
N64.
I haven't played a lot of Rogue Squadron. Like mostly, I watched you play it at your house.
It's
Uh,
really, really good, really solid game. And then if we're sticking to Star Wars, Amar, and I used to play the Episode 1, The Phantom Menace PS1 game.
Oh,
Which
wow.
is
Yeah.
actually-
yeah.
Probably the most garbage thing I've ever played in my life. But man, did we enjoy the heck out of it.
okay.
On the question, okay, so no, go ahead.
No, Maz, go ahead. I got take after you.
Okay. I was gonna ask, what is like one of the worst games that you have played, but loved it so much that it's so bad?
I know there's only one correct answer, and Amar and Omer will agree with me.
Okay.
This game is so notoriously bad that I don't think I've ever gotten past like 2% of the game.
Yeah.
And the graphics look viewed upon today are some of the worst things I've ever seen committed to a TV screen. But by golly, Amar and Omer would come over and look at this game, and they'd be like entranced, as would I. And the correct answer to this question is Batman and Robin for the PS1.
I was waiting to bring this game up.
Oh
What?
my goodness.
Okay, I don't think I never played this game, so
Count your blessings, man.
Count your
It was
blessings,
so
my friend.
horrible.
Oh,
Game.
So like Batman and Robin the movie is already like the biggest train wreck, which we all love because
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
We love it.
yeah.
But
exactly.
now imagine a game which is even worse than that.
Really?
Oh man. I don't think I ever managed to leave the Batcave because I didn't know what the hell was happening. And the one time I did, I got into the Batmobile and I didn't know where I was going and I turned the game off.
Bro,
Okay.
this is a game. This is a game where you can die in the level select screen.
Really? I didn't know that. I had no
Like,
idea.
You could fall off the edge and die.
What?
Oh right, yeah, in the
Level select.
Batcave, yeah. The Batcave was your level select.
That's the point.
And you could die in the Batcave.
Okay. I have
You could
done.
die of suffocation as well. If you went into the Batgirl changing room early, you would just suffocate and die because you didn't unlock.
I think the only thing of
Oh,
significance I've ever done that game was find out I could change between Batman and Robin. That's like the extent of my ability in that game.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I only managed to be able to do like 3 or 4 things in Batman and Robin. One, I was able to go to Wayne Manor, inside of Wayne Manor,
Which is just like a one staircase, isn't it?
yeah, and out of nowhere, this
Wayne
invisible woman starts attacking you.
Invisible Woman.
How do you know it's a
Dude,
woman?
Maz, you have not experienced this game, man. You have to experience
Can
it.
we please?
I will actually go buy it on eBay right now, so you and I can just look at it and see what a garbage fire it is.
Bros, I will stream this game for you because I have it.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do a 4-person
I
stream.
want to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
this so
yes.
bad.
Oh yeah. So the other things were second thing was I managed to get into the like Gotham City, and I'm pretty sure you were able to get out of the car to fight people, even the cars.
Yeah, we were.
And I managed to get to
Yeah.
the museum that you were supposed to go to. Now
We did get there once. I remember you. I think we
Yes.
were that was together. We got
Yes.
there once.
yes, the getting to the museum was the third thing. The fourth thing is that you can never beat the minions in the museum. Like
I'm sure.
matter-
I'm sure. Maybe there's a way you can. I don't know
There
if we
may-
found it.
there might be a way. The game is just a total pain in the butt in terms of figuring out how.
I probably would have thrown the controller.
Maz,
Oh no, you will.
Maz, if we ever play this, like you and I together, I can guarantee you the second the game starts, within 5 minutes, you'll want to bash my head in.
Okay, I
Bro,
bet.
on the- like free up some time on the weekend. I'm streaming it for you guys, like just to show you guys, or streaming it to YouTube, like because I have it, like I legit have it loaded, and I can actually just like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down.
Ooh, it's a bad one.
There's one more game, Star Wars related, that we played, and I want to talk about that release. slowly. It was a multiplayer co-op game as well.
Oh, I know what it is. Everyone knows what it is.
I know what it is.
Your favorite game, my favorite game, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yes.
That too. I love Battlefront 2. I have it on my PC as well. I bought it on
What was
Steam.
the other one?
What's
But
the
that
other
wasn't
one?
the one. That wasn't the one I was bringing up. There was this one game on the PS1.
Jedi Power Battles for the PS1.
Yes.
Jedi Power Battle.
Oh.
Where you're in the beginning of the game, your choices for characters were Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, Plo Koon for some reason, Mace Windu,
And that
And I
other
don't-
lady with the flappy ears. I forgot her name.
Yes, I forgot her name too. And these were like the 5 people you would start the game with, and it was a co-op game, so you'd go through all of episode 1 with these characters.
Wow.
There is one thing about that game which is always mystifies me. This was before episode 2,
Mm.
and at this point, Samuel L. Jackson was Mace Windu, but he didn't actually open his lightsaber till episode 2. So this was before Mace Windu Samuel L. Jackson made the suggestion to George Lucas, can my lightsaber be purple? So in that game, Mace Windu has a blue lightsaber.
Wow.
Not just a blue lightsaber, a lighter blue lightsaber. It's like a
I guess that's differentiated from Obi-Wan.
yeah. So yeah, Obi-Wan's is like a darker shade of blue, whereas Mace Windu's was like a more white, but with a bluish hue around it.
So what confused me as a kid for the rest of my life is when I saw Plo Koon with his yellow lightsaber, and then I saw Plo Koon in like episode 2 or 3, and he had a blue lightsaber. I'm like, Plo Koon's lightsaber isn't blue; it's yellow.
I remember, and interesting fact, that's actually the first time the yellow lightsaber, that game.
Neat.
Very cool.
Like that was before the whole Sentinel came, that the Sentinels
Yeah.
have yellow lightsabers.
And
Like, that's pretty interesting.
the
I
Jedi
remember-
Temple Guards.
Mm.
Yeah, they have the yellow
Yes,
lightsabers.
exactly. I remember I was always like, I really want a yellow lightsaber, and now I do have a yellow lightsaber. So
What's her name? Had a red lightsaber. The fifth character, I don't remember her name. She had a red lightsaber. That was really cool.
yeah,
Was she a
yeah,
Sith
red
Lord?
lightsaber.
No, she was a
How does
Jedi.
that make sense?
We have no idea.
Apparently, the ID concept of colors in that
Era.
era of Star
I
Wars,
guess.
anyway.
I don't know.
So we would always discuss: is it possible for those guys to have red lightsabers? Then we watched the Clone Wars animated series, the first one that came out like 2004, man.
2003,
And-
yeah.
And we saw that temple with all the hyper crystals,
Mm.
Yeah, it's
and we'd be
yeah.
like, "Oh, there could be a red crystal."
Mars by what's the planet called again? Oh, this is gonna hurt me. Why do I remember the planet?
With all the crystals?
Yeah, we go there in Fallen Order as well. I'm sorry, I have to Google this for a second.
It's just
because I
it starts with an N, right?
Isn't it with a
Okay.
K?
Ooh, I'm off then. I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know. Give me 1 second.
Do you
If it's
guys
called-
know?
If it's called Kyber, I forgot. Like I literally, I overloaded on Mando like a week and a half ago, and I've just like my mind is just like a blank from Star Wars.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
no, it's Ilum.
Oh yes.
Ilum.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. By the way, this
Interesting.
actually blew my mind. Okay, I don't know if this is canon or not, but this is something I read recently or something I saw.
Okay.
It can't be true because it's definitely wrong.
Okay.
Because just based on proximity of planets, as they show it in episode 7. But apparently, you remember Starkiller Base? That was like the planet Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's apparently built on Ilum. That's why they have all the power to destroy everything.
What?
Oh.
No, I don't
That-
believe that.
I don't.
That
I don't
doesn't
want
make
to
I
any
don't-
sense.
I don't want to believe that. It's
I don't want to
interesting.
believe it. Apparently, I read that. It's an interesting
Yeah.
idea. I think it's a really cool idea because it makes sense that all the kyber crystals of Ilum are powering sort of that super
Yeah.
laser. The only reason it can't be because Ilum is in the outer rim. It's really far away from Coruscant, and Starkiller Base was shown to be like right next to Coruscant. But
Mhm.
I thought that was a really really cool idea.
That's an interesting theory for sure.
All right, guys. That's the games we have discussed. Although I'm pretty sure there's a lot more we have to talk about, maybe in another episode together, hopefully. So with that, be sure to check out Maz's podcast, Life's a Bitch, because it was a really fun listen, and I definitely recommend it to anybody out there. So thanks for being on here, and it's been a blast talking to you guys after so long.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we'll do this again. And until next time, good night.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.